Welcome one, welcome all. Congratulations, Nicole, out in the chat. Son's graduating. Let's see, your son's graduating today. That is absolutely wonderful news to hear, Nicole. Congratulations. And welcome one, welcome all. Nate, Two Pump, Crypto Chump, John Wicked Out, Juice Master, all the people, Danny Bird, what up, what up? What a beautiful day in the wonderful world of crypto. There's been quite a bit we're going to be going over. Obviously, I'm going to go over what happened at JP Morgan Chase yesterday. Very, very crazy news coming out of Ohio. And there's a lot of questions being asked. Was it natural gas? Was it nefarious? We're going to get into that. I'll give you kind of my just broad view on it. But you know, the markets, they're looking juicy. We got some things happening on the old charts here. We've been calling out for some time. Tia waking up above $10. Nick put out a post this morning. Feels good, man. Sitting there at $11.50. Not a bad spot. WorldCoin, hate it. Doing well price action wise because it's an AI token. Everyone loves taking pictures of their brown eye. So WorldCoin will continue to do this because we are surrounded by liberals. You got to keep in mind. Shiba Inu up 6% on the day. Chili's seeing some write-ups and some highlights on the excitedness around Chili's blockchain. BitCat, I don't really care about this one. Injective, still in this range. We're going to be checking out Injective today, maybe in the morning stream if you guys feel like it, or maybe I'll just lump it into the other altcoins for later on in the day. But Chainlink, look at Chainlink making a move. Let's see where we are. I was talking about this attempt of a breakout over the past about 2 weeks, you know, just highlighting the normal channels here. Everyone was telling me this is Head and Shoulders. I say no. And here we are trying to break up into this old range here. Now, the real top of this, again, somewhere around $21.80, just under $22. Say we break that and we really start to see some fireworks there. Also, gotta give the honorable mention to the Trump token here. Oh my God, up to $14.24. This is unprecedented. Absolutely beautiful. What a wonderful day in crypto. You know, and we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. Honestly, it's pretty much ranging. Before we get into all this stuff, though, make sure you guys follow me at my Twitter account at Druth Crypto. You know, and if you can, support the channel. This channel, me and Nick, we're very family focused. We want to make sure that we're providing everything that we can to our community, which we do consider you guys family. And you guys have built this channel up with me from the ground. Bitcoin was at 15K. All the talking heads told us to run away, wait for 10K. We said no, we stay strong. So if you can, show your support for the channel. Spread the word. We are powered by Arculus. This is the world's leading cold storage crypto platform. Easily secure, store, buy, swap, send all your crypto with 3-factor authentication. Make sure to use code BASE10. Click the link in our description and pick up a wallet for a loved one that's getting into crypto today. Now, I got a call, or I got a text message from someone who's been not really listening to me for the past, let's say, 4 or 5 years when it comes to crypto. Sure, they felt real good about themselves when crypto had its bear market, dancing on the grave. But now he hit me up yesterday. He's like, have you ever heard of XRP? And I was like, oh my God, is this the top? What is going on? I had to have a long conversation with him. Like, I know that there's so much content made about XRP. It's hard for people that are new to crypto to really decipher kind of what's, you know, what's the main thing to get into for altcoins. But I just had to talk to him about price action, history, F Ukraine, disagreeing with me on the 4 guns every crypto holder. You know, I really only chose 2. It's the Glock 19, the 1911, and then the AR-15. The other one I have, long distance, I like using the 30-06. That's just my personal preference. 4th, I mean, I love the short shotgun. I love the short shotgun. So let me know what your top 4 picks are in the comments down below. Let's see here. They're saying shotgun 308 rifle. See, and that's where my setup's a 30-06 right now. I don't rock the 308. I know it's a nice one. You know, maybe I'll do some change ups of it. Shout out to you, Crypto Chump, Two Pump Crypto Chump, that is, for the gifted blockchain memberships. With those, you guys can click the link for just Discord in the description. Get part of the OG chat. We are rolling out the black site level of memberships, and me and Nick got a lot of stuff in store for you guys. So excited to bring it to you. Now, here's and also on the altcoin, we had some pretty, oh, that's the picture here. Let's go here. So this is a big deal. ADA fallen out of the top 10 coins by market cap. Now SHIB holding that number 10 spot, ADA at 11, AVAX at 12, and then 13 is Link. Let's see if that's been updated or if that's still standing true here. Yeah, so right under Shiva's 10, Toncoin 11, AVAX 12. Oh man, where is Cardano? Back in number 9, it looks like. It looks like we're able to reclaim it. Short-lived. What is this? Sure, I'll allow you. Let's go here. Yep, it's holding on to number 9 as it sits right now. Man, holding on by an edge. Another big update though, PayPal integrating and going live with Solana. PayPal is one of the largest payment processors on the planet. So this is damn bullish for Solana. No way to spin it. Solana is going to be doing well with this. If you're integrating with PayPal, a lot of people use PayPal. A lot of sales merchants use PayPal. So honestly, this is actually pretty damn cool. What's up, buddy? What? I got my little man here. Let's see here. What up, dude? How you doing? You doing good? Hanging out? He's got a Pokemon card. I got the boy in the office with me today. He's just hanging out. He's being a good boy. So let's get into all the Bitcoin news, all the stuff going on with BlackRock and this ETF monster that grows in the background of us. We have this come out. First Mover America's BTC consolidates around 68K, boring people out as iBit overtakes Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So this is a pretty big deal here. Crypto markets muted in the European morning. Bitcoin yada yada yada, ranging 68, following its rally at $70,000. But this is interesting. BlackRock's spot ETF has now leapfrogged Grayscale's to become the largest of its kind after a $102 million inflow on Tuesday. The IBIT now holds nearly $20 billion worth of Bitcoin compared to Grayscale's $19.7 billion. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust saw 105 million in outflows on Tuesday. So a little bit of vice versa there happening. Also, it is noted that BlackRock bought a little bit of its own ETF as well in the news flow for this morning. They're buying their own juice there. Now, this is something interesting to keep about as we see this. Essentially, it's a BlackRock Bitcoin ETF takeover. Riot Platforms has the capacity to consolidate the Bitcoin mining sector. Broker Bernstein said in a report, Riot is trying to acquire rival miner Bitfarms after buying 9.25% of the stake of the company. The Bitcoin mining business is becoming tougher for smaller players with limited capital to ramp up on the global hash power race. Bernstein analysts at Guantam and Mahika wrote, Bernstein says it expects the U.S. Bitcoin mining industry to consolidate to about 5 large players. What's up? Consolidate to around 5 large players who will control substantial capacity. Now, this is the ugly part of this whole, oh yay, ETFs are here, price go up. I mean, this is TradFi moving in and it's taken over. And if we really think about the amount of Bitcoin that BlackRock's gobbled up, I think someone, Terry Thomas, talking about it. They're holding damn near about 5% of the total supply. These ETFs at large, nearly the size of the Satoshi wallet. 5% of the Bitcoin supply in a very, very, very short amount of time. He moves across the camera like Owen does, doesn't he? And now he's on the other side. Unbelievable, just hanging out. Unreal, son. He's got what's that? Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff to say to me about Bitcoin in the morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. Bitcoin died. Sorry. And I'm like, no, it didn't, Bronson. Yes, you did. No, you always do that. Unbelievable. Bitcoin's not dead. It's just kind of worrisome to see it be captured at this rate. Let's see here. Ruger 225, 2245, AR10. AR10's a good one. I like the AR10. Okay, you got reasonable preferences there. That's fine. And you know what? You do you. You know what I mean? Like, and just for me, I've always been, in my last line of work, it was always kind of important to have the same rounds. So, that's why I'm so stuck on the 1911 or the 911. It's not the 9. It's the 911. I hate how they're so close. But 9mm, man, it's my squeeze. The G19 is my squeeze. So we talk about some of the amount that they're holding here. We had this story come out. Bitcoin ETF issuers now holding a record 5% of the total supply. A catalyst for a surge. Really think this is honestly just the beginning. I do think that this larger move that these companies are looking at right now is going to help kind of spur that spark and that surge into just massive Wall Street FOMO as the actual bull market starts to kick into effect. Now, spot ETFs hold 5% of the total supply of 21 million Bitcoin. Data from blockchain analytics platform Dune has disclosed that the total on-chain holdings for these in the US is about 842,000 Bitcoin. Absolutely insane. And in a very short amount of time, the KNIC, I haven't heard any bad things about the KNIC. I need to check out the KNIC. Because I talked a little jazz on the it was the fancy one. It was like it was the staccato. It was one of those fancy 1911 miniatures. It goes off when you drop it. So I like seeing weapons that don't go off when you drop it. Just my preference. I'm sorry. So, and this is just a visual representation. This morning, Grayscale and BlackRock coming to the meeting point. And really, in the Bitcoin price action, I've been largely kind of muted. I know it's been, good in relative terms, but it, by all means, should have been more. But Grayscale was selling out, having outflows all the while BlackRock was buying up on the way up. Now we have this kind of ranging action happening, scaring people in the short term. They're sitting here, why are you asleep? Oh my God, they still do this to me with the, you know what? I'm just going to go here. So this is very reasonable. This is the backed up, forced through the trees understanding of where we are. And consolidating at these levels of previous all-time high, more than reasonable. Honestly, insanely bullish. If we can hold above, really, if you back up, look at this. This dips the center of the guts of all this volume right here, right around $55,000. If we hold anywhere near this, we're doing just fine. I've been saying we're going to hold above 60 pretty well. We had that one dip to 56K, I believe it was. But honestly, this is looking very healthy to me. So I'm not worried about the price action at all. More so concerned about the amount of supply that these gigantic organizations have been able to gobble up in such a short amount of time. Trump Pepe, I've been watching for it. I did a 3X on Trump Pepe from the floor. Took the profits. I'm waiting for Trump Pepe to come back to about, I was being greedy. I wanted a 500K market cap. Probably have to deal with like a 700K market cap, maybe even $1 million from Pepe having no chill. I'll go over that in the afternoon show on the altcoin side here. So we see BlackRock catching up in a pretty big way. We also see the Ethereum options trading volume on the CME hitting a new peak in May, just highlighting that fervent interest in an Ethereum spot Bitcoin spot ETF. That, we've seen it. Now the S1's got to get done. We got to wait a bit until those S1s are complete. We also saw this, a judge dismissing a debt box case, ordering the SEC to pay $1,800,000 in fees. Very interesting to see. May 28th filing of the U.S. District Court of Utah, Judge Robert Shelby signed off on an order requiring the SEC to pay roughly $1 million for attorney fees and costs of $750,000 of receiver fees. The order came the same day as one dismissing without prejudice. This is absolutely impressive to see. This is really, really good precedent. Sanctions against the SEC. Let's just go into why. It was very interesting to read why. The judge cited a March ruling in which a court found the SEC engaged in bad faith conduct over a temporary restraining order ordering the freezing of debt box's assets. The firm later filed documents with the court claiming that the commission's information was inaccurate, leading to the threat of sanctions. Sanctions against the SEC require the commission to cover all attorney fees and costs arising from this entered ex parte relief. So very, very interesting. They overplayed their hand. Oh my God. What's up, buddy? Look at this little man. Oh my God. You're just ridiculous. What'd you get on your shirt? You freaking eating all kinds of stuff. You're out of control. You're out of control. He's being wild. He's going to watch this back. He is in love with Mr. Beast. So, it'll be interesting to see him watch this show. I got a Rumble chat. You bet on predictions, economy, crypto, housing, and tons more. I would love your opinion about some good bets. I don't have control of the system right now, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up your name because I want to get you that information. I just don't have my hands on the sticks right now to pull you up right now. This is something that is all happening in the background while we see these gigantic organizations move in. The Digital Assets Conference, highlighted this Thursday, the 27th in June, is when this is going down. Cordially being invited to attend Goldman Sachs Digital Asset Conference at the Goldman Sachs office in London. Industry leaders were sharing their insights and institutional focus areas, tokenization, crypto markets, investor perspectives, and more during this full day in-person only event. Expect to have a significant number of their clients in attendance as well, the high-profile founders and CEOs. Very interesting to see this happening. The timing impeccable. Man, I'm gonna fight you. Because of this. Yeah. Banks are gonna have to disclose their crypto exposures in the beginning of 2025. So what they're doing here is they're starting the conversation. They're opening up the bandwidth, to normalize the public to the fact that they do indeed have crypto holdings. Let's see. I'll read some questions here. SEC needs to be countersued on every occasion. Agreed with you. Hey, Drew. Ash Crypto tweeted the U.S. Treasury will initiate a buyback program May 29th. About $2 billion will flow into the economy every week. Yes, Gustavo, we covered that. Marty Party was the first one that just kind of reminded me about that about a month ago. Treasury repo buybacks are happening right now. It's just a fresh way, kind of an interesting way to implement quantitative easing into the markets in a veiled manner without outwardly printing money. So the repo, yes, it will be introducing $2 billion back into the economy as far as money flow. Now, how much of that goes into crypto is still to be discovered. But when we see things like this, that they're going to have to start reporting what they hold at the beginning of 2025, this is going to take an effect in 25. Like I said, banks would be required to disclose quantitative information on their activities related to crypto assets and quantitative information on exposures to crypto assets related to capital and liquidity requirements, which is linked to Bank of International Settlements, a network of central banks based in Basel, BIS. We all know them well. Common format for disclosure will be supporting the exercise of market discipline and help reduce information asymmetry between these banks and market participants. It's just all coming out. They're going to have to admit it. Are you familiar? All right, here's the rumble. Are you familiar with the site named Kalshi? They let you bet on predictions. I mean, I'll check into it. I'll check into that. That sounds intriguing. Yeah. So the treasury buybacks are going on right now. It's just a third mechanism. Honestly, they have four mechanisms for quantitative easing at this point, if you include Bank Term Funding Program into the whole sheboing. So it's going down this week. We'll probably see some of that M2 money flow tick up because, despite what the feds have said that they were going to do, we do see the resurgence of the money flow, the M2 money supply coming back, regardless of all this fighting back against nasty, out of control inflation. They don't care about it. They have to cook the books to keep these banks alive. And, something really weird happened with this bank in Youngstown, Ohio yesterday. This is video footage of Chase Bank exploding in a downtown area, Youngstown, Ohio yesterday. People were missing under the rubble. We had 7 injured so far, 2 still missing after the explosion at JP Morgan Chase Bank in Ohio. Incident occurred in downtown area Central Square around 2:45 p.m. Youngstown Fire Chief Barry Finley told reporters on Tuesday, "We have no idea what caused the explosion. We know that there was an explosion and it did a lot of damage to the bottom of the building." Interesting to note is this is why I hate the mixed use 3A initiative, because you have apartment complexes, people living over commercial locations. A lot of people, all right, at large, they're cording off they've got the area around the building cordoned off. This feels like it's probably some sort of gas line problem. I know that's maybe discounting. Maybe there's a larger scheme at hand here, but yeah, there's still questions because you didn't have any reports of people smelling that gas. That'd be a pretty big gas leak to just have going on and no one smell it, especially people inside of it, inside the building. You got to count, there's probably people above it living in these apartments that are above it. So Yeah, and it wouldn't be a bank robbery. There is no money inside. That is very true, man. That is very true. The days of bank robbing are over. Very sketchy to see just a massive explosion happening in a downtown Ohio location, though. And I think that if we say and we just go with the idea that it's a gas line leak, what the hell's going on with our infrastructure then? Are you just having, you know what I mean? Like, aren't we a civilized society with all this money that we can print and send tens, hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine, but then we ignore our local small town downtown districts to the point where we have explosions happening at major banks? Like, what the hell's going on? Scotty Mo got a Glock 19 Gen 3, moved to the polymer 80 grip, shares a 1911 grip angle. Okay, that's okay. That's a move. You know what, Scotty? I've seen those. And you're right. Like my main affinity with the Glock is the rail. Okay, that's a fair assessment. So this from the Koviesi letter. U.S. net interest payments as a share of GDP are set to reach 3.9% by 2034, the highest in history. This exceeds the all-time record percentage seen in the 1990s, as well as World War II levels. Net interest is expected to account for 75% of the budget deficit, increasing over the next decade, as interest expense has already doubled in just 3 years now, and the costs are $2 billion per day. The worst part, this project assumes no recession hits within the next 10 years. What happens if we enter a recession? Well, this gets drastically worse. This is the razor's edge that we're riding. You know, we talk about the quantitative easing. Sure, they're just going to print it off, no problem, right? And we've rode the pattern of normalcy, the complacency that we've fallen into, just accepting, oh, they're going to print again, everything's going to be fine, they'll pad it out. Now, what this is on pace for is actually ending up with $1 trillion in interest payments over a year. That is, it's if you don't understand, outpacing our GDP by just interest payments alone on our debt puts us in a very precarious situation. It creates that feedback loop where you just start to snowball into hyperinflation, which everyone I know doesn't want. I don't think that there's anyone that I've ever met that wants hyperinflation, except for maybe some hardcore XRP maxis that want that 589. Then you might be able to, right? Draco 762. Yeah, I've shot one. I wasn't like horribly impressed with it. It is cool. I will say it is hella cool. A lot of people love their 1911s. So Sack Nasty Talk and Chump Change on the national debt. I mean, this is that scary razor's edge where we hope that all these banks we just talked about that are having this digital asset conference coming up at Goldman Sachs, that are going to have to disclose their crypto exposure at the beginning of 2025. You'd imagine they'd already have to do that. Like, why in the hell is this some new rule that they're having to make to let us know what the hell they're doing? But also the shifting of gears, the actual monetary gears at BlackRock, moving into Bitcoin, out of ESG investments, out of commercial real estate. This is the break point. This is the moment where they have to make the decision. Do we move into this gigantic, now apparently regulatory approval realm of cryptocurrency and diversify the assets, tokenize the assets, be able to move them in a more fluid manner to a wider audience with less fees? Because keep in mind, a big attraction for blockchain is to lessen the amount of fees and expenditures that the banks and these organizations have existing currently, moving the money to and from. There is cost associated with that. So when I see graphs like this, and we are at a precipice of things getting exponentially worse, the hopeful optimist in me, the perpetual optimist in me tells me that they're going to change gears and switch into a digitized blockchain economy. Not only so that, oh my God, he's just terrifying. Not only so they can, take the focus off of the previous broken system, but they'll have more elbow room to create new financial products and expand out from there. We can all admit that we live in a derivatives-driven market right now. There's rumored to be upwards of $2 quadrillion plus worth of derivatives on the market that sit in line and potential to be tokenized over the next 50, 100 years. So what we're building out is the very bottom line of it. And you know, the hopeful optimist in me says that they're going to transition into this rather than watch the entire thing fall down on their heads and people enter a mega depression. You know, we talk about the 1940s, you know, 30s and the 20s, and comparing the depression that happened during that very dark period. You know what I mean? It caused a lot of conflict. It caused a lot of pain. Yeah, it definitely built up a hardened backbone for Americans to thrive in the 50s and 60s. But now it seems like the process, we're just letting it restart all over again. Very, very crazy time. And this, really very few people are talking about this, but I'm going to bring it up. Georgia, the country, Georgian parliament. Oh, where does this go? Has voted to overrule the presidential veto on foreign agents law, meaning there is no way back. It will come into enforcement in 60 days from now. Outside Parliament, police forces were mobilizing to clear out protesters. Huge upheaval now happening in Georgia with these angry protesters outside the Parliament building, and they call this the Foreign Agents Law being passed in final time. The government is now past the point of return. Many in both Georgia and Europe will see this as an abandonment of the Euro-Atlantic path. We see, and now the gut feeling here is we got some Russian interests in Georgia, and you know, I think that might actually turn out to be you know, one of the diplomatic land grabs that we see being put in place by Russia. So I am keeping an eye on this. What's up, buddy? You got something? Oh, Crimson Caravan brought in the these are cards from Crimson. You want a pack of cards? You want to have one? Yes. Yes, you may. Yes. I'm negotiating with the sun on the sidelines here. Now this guy, I've been listening to him, Blackwater founder, talking about the by the age of 13, big tech collects 72 million data points per child. Blackwater founder and former Navy SEAL Eric Prince. Let's give a listen to this. This is worth a listen, you guys, just to kind of get an understanding of, you know, the good that we talk about in crypto and data aggregation, but then there's a dark side. Let's check this out.
It's scary stuff. The average kid in America, by the time they reach the age of 13, has had 72 million data points collected on them by big tech. So it's almost like that much collection allows digital grooming by big tech to share and to shape your preferences, how you interact, etc.
Including your sexual preferences. I mean, if you're being honest here.
Yeah, exactly.
Considering that young people are introduced to sexuality through pornography.
Yep.
Yeah. Given that there's no privacy, it's probably pretty dumb to watch porn.
Yeah. Nothing's private.
Right. So what happens to all this data?
Well, now, obviously it's used and stored. I mean, it's the bloom of data centers surrounding all these tech hubs around America is horrific, and all that data is being collected and stored. And
absolutely crazy. And now this is the dark reality that I'm trying to warn people out through the explanations by Yuval Harari, Klaus Schwab's number one right-hand man, his henchman, right? Up until Klaus is now kicked out against his will. He was planning to serve until he was 100, right? Kind of a bad look. Everyone knows he has a supervillain. Klaus, you're out. Yuval probably going to fall into the back line, the back end of the conversation. They don't want to go there. They don't want to talk about those things. But what Eric Prince is talking about right here, this data aggregation, ending up knowing you better than you know yourself by digitally grooming kids and people that are coming up in the economy. This is turning into a digital economy. We need to have a digital Bill of Rights built out. And seeing stuff like this, it is good to see the whistle being blown by Eric Prince. A big shout out to you. You know what I mean? It's a dangerous conversation. That's a pretty wide one. People don't quite get it, I don't feel like, yet. But over time, when you realize that you're being aggregated, all these products that you start to just think about or, you know, potentially look at, you know, it gets, the big questions are being asked. And now people are bringing up dog, this dog this thing is gone absolutely crazy. Johnny was telling me about it. Let's see, is this the one? Yeah, I think this is the one. Dog go to the moon. Absolutely crazy. Basically just getting feisty on us here. Up 72%. I know that there is just a slew of dog ones, but the dog one I think you guys are talking about is the Bitcoin based dog. Pretty sure it's this guy. I have all the stories on it laid out. I think I'll be digging into this thing in the afternoon show. Absolutely going nuts. This is just the chaos of this market, you guys. It's we're seeing like 100% gains, 200% gains come out of the woodworks. This one very interesting too, talking about Altcoin falling off a cliff. Well, it's not leaving. Look at this thing. Fell down drastically upon release and now resurging. Very interesting to see where this one goes. Ondo, yep, we've been about Ondo for quite some time. Now it's pulling back $1.19. Not a huge deal on this pullback. Honestly, it's really tis but a scratch when you look at the price action of it. Just looking for some stabilization on Ondo. But really, you know, I'm going to be having all eyes on Chainlink, see if we can accomplish this. Still trying to tap into the $19 realm right now as we speak. Just right on the doorway of it. Really wants it. So we got some pretty sweet things happening in our altcoin bags this week, especially with that meetup at Consensus with Chainlink and Swift. I'm pretty excited to see what that brings. Shout out to everyone. I think Hannah's heading out to Consensus. I know Kelly's heading out there. You know, so we got some team members that are going to be out there giving us the ground reports on what's going on. A lot of people talking about selling Ukraine selling 10% at every dollar point in ADA at the price point. It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I know people that are still stacking into ADA. You know, I'd rather them buy ADA than XRP, if that makes any sense. But honestly, like within ADA, I'm looking into the deeper ecosystem. All these things, I either have my bags packed or not at this point, you guys, because looking more so down into the top, you know, really the top 100 to 200 is where I'm feeling like the big moves are going to be happening next. As far as me and my portfolio, let's see here. The top movers, yeah, there's Dog Go to the Moon, 1 inch. You see Arkham, ArcBlock, ABT might be a moment here. Number 169, plenty of upside for that one, I'd say. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm snooping around. Also, feeling like taking a little spot on C-Swap on that pullback. So feeling good about just the chance that we have watching this market consolidate, getting the positions locked in right now, well on pace to accomplish the goals that I set out and take control of my time and my family's time with this bull market. And I hope you guys are doing the same. Appreciate every single one of you out in the chat as well. Nicole Ministator, 2Pump, Crypto Chump, Shake and Bake, F Ukraine, Talos, Leo, Sack Nasty. What is up? What is up? Well, I will see you guys at 2 p.m. with all of our deeper, more degenerate altcoin picks. And until then, I bid you adieu.